Right, now we're going to discuss how we write and we solve these expressions. So we're going to focus on expressions. 2 weeks ago, we focused on equations and how to solve equations, but we're going to focus on writing expressions. So we're not going to be using equal signs. So there are 4 operations. We have add, subtract, multiply, and divide. So these are our 4 different operations. But we don't necessarily have to use the words add, subtract, multiply, and divide to represent these. We can use other things like add. The same thing for addition is sum. Subtraction would be difference. Multiplication, the fancy word for it is product. And dividing, we use the word quotient. Other words that we might see for add would be plus. It's kind of a slang for it. We also obviously might see the word add. And sometimes we might see the word increase. For subtraction, obviously we're going to see the word difference. We could see minus. We could see the word subtract. Or we could see a decrease. Now there's others that we could add to the list, but these are the most common ones. For multiply, product, we could see the word times, 4 times a number. We could also see the word multiply. Now the other word that we might see often is the word of, and that does mean to multiply, or we might see twice or double. Those also mean to multiply. If you double 6, then you would multiply 6 times 2 to get 12. Now divide, there's not very many words to describe that, so we're just going to use quotient and divide. You're probably going to see divided by more often. Okay, so in this table that you see on your notes, the first column says the words, the second column is the expression, and the third column is the solve part. So if you notice words, that's literally what it means in words. So there should be no numbers in this. Only alphabetic letters should be in this column. You notice the sum of 45. 45 is spelt out and a number R. So the sum of 45 and a number R. Sum means add. 45 would be 45 plus a number R. Well, we don't know what R is, so we're going to leave it as R. That would be your expression. This wording transfers over here to this expression. Now, this isn't the only way that we could write this. There's a couple of other ways that we can write this, so we're just going to do another one. We could say 45 plus R. We could say 45, add 45 to R. We can say increase 45 by R. There's lots of different ways we can rewrite that. So let's just focus on these 2 columns first, and then we'll do the solve column last. So if we go down here, we are given the expression, we have to transfer it into words. This right here is subtraction. Now if you go up to your list of subtraction, there's lots of words that you can use. So what I'm going to do is the difference of 15 and C. Notice everything is spelt out. There's no numbers in this column. Another thing you could do is you could say 15 minus C. Again, no numbers here. Now, on subtraction, if I don't put this in the right order, what if I said C minus 15? is this and this the same thing? No, you cannot switch the order. So over here on the side, I'm going to put order matters. Over here on the very far side. That's important because up here I could switch. I could say R plus 45 and it's going to be okay because we can switch addition, but we cannot switch subtraction. So you cannot switch them around. That would not work. All right, now the next one says the product of a number Z and 84. Product is multiplication. So if I write it just as I see it, I'm going to say Z times 84. And this is okay. However, we typically would rewrite it with the letter at the back. I will take either way is good. But as you get older into your higher upper classes, this is the way they're going to want you to write it. Now, another way we could write this would be 84 times Z. And we can switch the order here. Addition can be switched and multiplication can be switched. Okay, so then our last one down here, at the very bottom, is a division. This means division. Another way they could write division would be like this. Either way. So this is h divided by -9. This is also h divided by -9. So we're going to put the quotient of h and negative, make sure you spell it out, -9. Quotient means to divide. H comes first because it's at the top, and -9 is at the denominator. I cannot switch this around. This does not say the same thing. So again, over here on the side, I'm going to write order matters. Another way that I could write this would be h divided by -9. Whenever you're doing your assignments, do not abbreviate. It doesn't take that long to list it all out. You don't need to abbreviate, so make sure you write it all out here. Okay, so then we're going to go over to the solve column. You really only need your expression for solve, so I'm going to cover up the words. So the expression is this, and the solve column is giving us what r is going to equal, or whatever the variable is. So all you do is take the number, and wherever you see this letter that's in front, you're going to replace it. So I'm going to do 45 plus -12, because r is equal to -12. And then I would solve. Signs are different, so I would subtract, take the sign of the larger number. That would be 33. Larger number is positive, so it stays positive. So you will get an answer, one single number answer for the solve column. Same thing here. Take your expression and replace whatever C is with that number. So it's 15 minus 234. These are different. Signs are different. I have a positive here, a negative here. So I'm going to subtract. 234 minus 15. I'm going to have to borrow. This becomes a 14. This becomes a 2. 14 minus 5 is 9. 2 minus 1 is 1. And 2 minus 0 is 2. Sign of the larger number is negative because this number is the negative number. Okay, next one. I can use either expression. It doesn't matter. I'm going to do 84 times. I'm going to use parentheses to show that I'm multiplying. There's no operation in between here, so that is multiplication. So I would multiply those two together. 7 times 4 is 28. Carry my 2. That's 56, 57, 58. Go down, scoot over. 4 times 1 is 4. 1 times 8 is 8. That's 8. 12. Carry my 1. 14. 14 to 8, 1,428. Use sleeping man. I have a positive and a negative, so my answer is going to be negative. And then the last one here, this would be 1,377 divided by negative 9. So 1,377 goes in, 9 goes out. That goes in 1 time. 4 left over, bring down my 7. Oh, that goes in 5 times. That's 45. 2 left over, bring down my 7, and that goes in 3 times. Again, I use sleeping man. I have a negative and a positive, so my answer is going to be negative. So that's how you solve those. If you'll notice right up here, this says page 1 of 2 because there is another page. And the other page is for you to complete on your own. Both pages need to be submitted whenever you turn this in. Here's the page you're going to do on your own. So complete all of these on your own and submit both pages. Make sure that you're showing your work.